Namaskar children. In graphical representation of motion, till now we have discussed distance time graphs. That how distance time graphs can be used to represent different types of motion, and also how a DT graph can be used to calculate speed of an object. That was by calculating the slope of the graph. Today we will continue the topic and we will start with velocity time graphs. We will learn how velocity time graphs can be used to represent different types of motion. Also, we will learn how we can calculate the acceleration of an object using the velocity time graphs. Velocity time graphs. Similar to distance time graphs, for velocity time graph also, we will be plotting time on the x-axis, and this time we are plotting velocity on the y-axis. So let us consider the first case, that when we started observing the object, say it was moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. Let we observe the object after every 2 seconds. After the first 2 seconds when we observed the object, it was still moving at 10 meter per second. And after the next 2 seconds also, it was moving at 10 meter per second. And after the last 2 seconds also, when we observed the object, it was moving at 10 meter per second. So, we observed the object at an interval of 2 seconds and it was moving with a constant velocity of 10 meter per second. So, when we join these points, we get a straight line parallel to the time axis. Such a VT graph that is parallel to time axis represents uniform motion. That means the object is moving with constant velocity. Let us consider the second case now. Suppose this time again we observe the object after every 2 seconds. But this time the velocity is not constant, it's changing. Say when we started observing the object, it was at 0 velocity. After 2 seconds it attains a velocity of 10 meter per second. After the next 2 seconds, it attains a velocity of 20 meter per second. After the next 2 seconds, that is at t6, it attains a velocity of 30 meter per second. And after the last 2 seconds, it has attained a velocity of 40 meter per second. So you can see in equal intervals of time, the velocity is increasing by equal amounts. From 0 to 10 to 20 to 30, in every 2 seconds the velocity is changing by 10 meter per second. So velocity is uniformly increasing. Now if we join all these points, we get a straight line with constant slope. I hope now you are aware of this term slope. So when I join all these points, it's a straight line of constant slope, and such a VT graph with a straight line having constant inclination with the x-axis, or you can say a straight line with constant slope. This type of VT graph is representing uniform acceleration. We had defined uniform acceleration. It is said to be a situation where velocity is increasing by equal amounts in equal intervals of time. So VT graph for uniform acceleration is this straight line with constant slope. Considering another situation, suppose again we are observing the object after an interval of 2 seconds and the velocity of the object this time is changing at a non-uniform rate. Say in the first 2 seconds it has gone up to 10 meter per second. In the next 2 seconds it has increased by 20 and it has now become 30 meter per second. In the next 2 seconds, suppose it has gone up only by 10 meter per second and it becomes 40. And in the last 2 seconds, suppose again it jumps by 20 meter per second and reaches to 60 meter per second. So if we join all these points, we see that the change in velocity is not uniform. It is non-uniform. The velocity is increasing with time but at a non-uniform rate. It's not increasing at a uniform rate. So such a situation we say is representing non-uniform acceleration. Velocity is increasing, so we call it acceleration, but it is increasing at a non-uniform rate. So we call it non-uniform acceleration. Let this be the next situation, that when we observe the object after every 5 seconds, the velocity of the object is decreasing. Say at start t0, the object was moving at 120 meter per second. After the next 5 seconds, the velocity has come down to 90 meter per second. In the next 5 seconds, it is 60 meter per second. Next 5 seconds, it comes down to 30 meter per second. And in the next 5 seconds, the velocity becomes 0 and the object is at rest. So, if I join all these points, you will see that the graph is a uniformly falling graph. That is, the velocity of the object is decreasing with time and it is decreasing at a uniform rate. You can see after every 5 seconds the velocity is falling down by 30 meter per second. So there is a uniform decrease in velocity. Such a situation in VT graph is representing uniform retardation. I hope you remember the term retardation, which refers to negative acceleration. In this situation, acceleration will be negative, indicating that the velocity is decreasing with time. So negative acceleration means velocity is decreasing with time, and uniform retardation means that this negative acceleration is uniform. The velocity is decreasing with time at a uniform rate. So uniform retardation. Also, slope of the graph is negative and is constant, since the line of the graph is making constant angle with the time axis. Considering one final situation, let this time we are observing the object after every 5 seconds, and this is the pattern in which the velocity is falling. Say when we started observing the object, it is moving at 210 meter per second. In the next 5 seconds, the velocity has come down to 180 meter per second. In the next 5 seconds, the velocity has gone down to 120. Next 5 seconds, it comes down to 90. And in the last 5 seconds, it comes down to 30. So this is the pattern in which the velocity is falling with time. Now we can clearly see that this pattern is not uniform. If I join these points, the plot is non-uniform fall in velocity. We can clearly see that. This is how it looks like. So it's a fall in velocity but at a non-uniform rate. This type of VT graph here is representing non-uniform retardation. So velocity is decreasing with time, so we call it retardation, and it is falling at a non-uniform rate, so non-uniform retardation. This time the slope of the graph is not constant. So these are the various types of VT graphs we have discussed. Uniform motion, where VT graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Uniform acceleration, VT graph, constant slope, rising graph. It shows velocity is increasing at a uniform rate. VT graph for non-uniform acceleration, it's a curve rising. Uniform retardation, VT graph, constant negative slope, falling graph. And VT graph non-uniform retardation, non-uniform slope, non-uniform decrease in velocity. So these are the different types of VT graphs. Calculating acceleration from VT graph. It is similar to the way we had used a DT graph to calculate speed. Here now we are given a VT graph, and I hope looking at the shape of the graph, you can identify what type of motion it is representing. The graph depicts that after every 1 second, the velocity of the object is increasing by an equal amount of 20 meter per second. So what type of motion is being represented? It is representing uniform acceleration. Velocity is increasing at a constant rate with time. Now we can calculate the acceleration from this graph. We have done numericals based on acceleration, but this time we are going to use the graph for the calculation of acceleration. Acceleration is calculated as the slope of the VT graph. Slope we had already defined for DT graph also. It is the change in the y coordinate divided by the change in the x coordinate. If you remember, the points or the steps that we used to follow to calculate slope, first we used to identify 2 points on the graph, and using the length between those 2 points as the hypotenuse, we used to complete the right triangle. So if these are the 2 points selected, say AB, and ABC is the right triangle, so we were calculating the change in the y coordinate as the height of this triangle, length BC, and we were calculating the change in the x coordinate as the base of this triangle, length AC. So this height divided by this base was giving us the slope. Now in this case, if I calculate this length BC, you can clearly see from the y-axis how much is this change in velocity. The velocity is going from 40 to 80, so the change is 40. The change in y coordinate is 40. I can write it as 80 minus 40 also. I have straight away written here 40 divided by change in the x coordinate. The change in the x coordinate is from 2 to 4, so that is 2 seconds. So height is 40 divided by 2. What do I get the answer as? 20 meter per second square, which is very evident from the graph. In every 1 second the speed is or to be specific, the velocity is increasing by 20 meter per second. So the acceleration is 20 meter per second square. As told you for DT graph also, if you would have selected any other 2 points also, you would have got the same answer. Let us suppose we take the first and the last point. In that case, this complete triangle is going to be included. Now in that case, the total height of the triangle, which is 80, divided by the total base length of the triangle, which is 4. So 80 divided by 4 would have given you the same answer, 20 meter per second square. So this is how we calculate the slope of a VT graph as acceleration. We'll do some few. Let us start calculating acceleration from VT graphs now. Suppose this is a graph given to you. Time intervals are at 10 seconds and the velocity intervals are at 50 meter per second. You have to calculate the acceleration from the graph or the slope of the graph. So following the same format, we'll first select any 2 points on the graph. Okay, so let me select the 2 points as, say, the last 2 points, this and this. I label the points as AB. Using this length AB as the hypotenuse, I will complete the right triangle. So now I have triangle ABC. Slope is defined as change in the y coordinate divided by change in the x coordinate. So I will be writing slope as height of the triangle, length BC, divided by the base of the triangle, length AC. Putting the values here, BC length here is 150 minus 100. The change is 50 meter per second. So 150 minus 100, which would be 50, divided by length AC. Length AC here is 30 minus 20, 10 seconds. So 30 minus 20 in denominator, 10 seconds. So the slope is coming out to be 50 by 10, which is written as 5 meter per second square. I repeat, this graph was already given to us. We had to calculate the acceleration from the graph. So for that, we selected any 2 points on the graph. I have selected the last 2 points, labeled them as AB. I have completed the right triangle using AB as the hypotenuse. So the right triangle here is ABC. Now slope, we have already discussed, is defined as the height of this triangle, change in the y coordinate divided by the base of the triangle. So I have put the values, length BC divided by length AC. Length BC, you can see from the y coordinate, is clearly 150 minus 100. We want only this much length. So this is 150 minus 100, 50. Okay, so I have put the values here. For the base length, it would be the difference between 30 and 20. I want just this much of the length. So this is 30 minus 20. I've put the values here. So this came out to be 50 by 10, which is 5 meter per second square. So this is how we can use a VT graph for calculating slope. I hope this numerical is clear to all. The question can be asked in this manner also, that calculate the acceleration of the object from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. The graph of the object is given. Now this question is no different than the questions that we have dealt till now. The only thing is that here the interval is mentioned within which you have to calculate the acceleration. So no worries in such case also. You have to simply restrict your calculation within the interval provided. So that means this time we are not free to select any of the 2 points on the graph. We have been given that we have to work within this interval. So these will be the 2 points that I select, one at 3 seconds and the other at 4 seconds. I'll label them as AB. I'll complete the right triangle and label the triangle as ABC. And now I can calculate the slope of the graph by dividing the height of this triangle with its base. So height BC divided by the base AC. Height BC here is, you can see, it's going from 60 meter per second to 80 meter per second. So this change, this height is 20 meter per second. And the base AC can be written as the interval 3 to 4, that is 1 second. So I can write it precisely like 4 minus 3. I want this length AC. So this is 1. So the answer comes out to be 20 meter per second square. So similar steps we have followed. The only difference was that here the interval of calculation was already mentioned in the question.